Hoi allemaal, my name is Woud and welcome back to another Is It Worth Your Time? It's been a month already and we're gonna start off with some Star Wars Battlefront 2. The other game I will discuss will be the Call of Duty World War 2. But let's get into Star Wars. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is published by EA and made by DICE, Motor Studio and Criterion Software. Criterion Software is mostly known for Burnout, the racing game, with destruction all over. Motive is also owned by EA and they have made, besides Star Wars Battlefront 2, they have made Anthem, which is also not really that greatly received. And that gives me straight to the first point of Star Wars Battlefront. Its loot system was very critically acclaimed as gambling, and it was made not available in many countries for a long period of time, and it has stirred up a lot of things in the gaming community. But they temporarily moved it, only to later return microtransactions. But only purely cosmetic. It did not affect gameplay in any way. Since its release, the game has gotten a lot of content updates. I've only just got it, and if I'm correct, the last major update for this game was 2 months ago, so that means you'll basically have all the content available for you. But you will still have to grind to really unlock most of the content, but that's a normal thing to do. The game consists of a single player and a multiplayer. The single player was not really to my liking. The beginning mission you play as what's her called again? First CEO, don't remember her first name. And you're playing as an Empire soldier. But that's about as far as I got. I did some of the stealth, and that's about it. I was much more drawn to the multiplayer aspect of the game, because that was what the previous game was really known for. The loading screens in the main menu and multiplayer maps and in between, very nice. They have the typical Star Wars transition from the movies, so that's a nice touch. I also thought that the character selection and options was pretty decent, pretty good. Besides the standard 4 classes, you have the also extra characters that you can earn make by earning points in the matches. So you will benefit from playing the objective. So that's a good thing. That also forces people to play the objective. You will get a lot more points, or you just need to get a lot of kills. But still, both are good in the gameplay. I've played the game mode Supremacy, if I say that correctly, and it really reminded me of, well, of course, Battlefield, like rush mechanics, where you have to defend objectives from being taken over. But in the first few matches I was always put into the last couple of moments of the match. I don't know what really happened, because I used a quick match, but once I got into the main menu of the multiplayer and selected a match, or like a proper match, it took them way longer, and I had some nice rounds of gameplay. Got pretty good, if I say so myself. And about those points you can earn in the matches themselves, it will give you certain character upgrades. You can get more powerful characters, and it also is limited to which side you are. So if you're the Empire, you can get basically Darth Vader, or if you're on the Rebel side, you can get like Yoda or Luke. But with those same points, you can also get vehicles. But those are difficult to master, and I give tip my fedora to people that can master them, because there were a lot of them, including me, where we're just crashing in the ground after a couple of turns. And all in all, I think that it's a very decent and good game. It was a lot of fun, definitely if you're a Star Wars fan. So, is this game worth your time? Yes, indeed. You do have to get a lot of grinding, but it was also pretty good for some quick matches to have just some fun, sit back and relax. I have yet to try a proper try at the single player, but I will think that's decent as well. Maybe not wow good, but decent. So yeah, that's it for Star Wars. Let's get on to the next game. And now we're going over to Call of Duty, I almost want to say Modern Warfare, Call of Duty World War II. It is made by Sledgehammer and Raven Software, both known for Modern Warfare 3, and Raven Software has also helped create the Call of Duty Warzone, the Battle Royale free-for-all game, which is also very cool and I will mention in a moment. This review, however, will heavily be based on the single player aspect of the story. Because I will tell you right now, in terms of multiplayer, Warzone is where that for Call of Duty players. Unless you strictly want a World War II experience. But Warzone is where basically everyone's at. Because it's also free to play. It's on a broad spectrum, there's cross-play, lots of other bits and doodads. But that's all I want to say about it. If you want multiplayer with a lot of fun, you should go play Warzone, which is also free to download. But back to World War II. We play as Ronald Daniels, who has got this nickname of Red. And the game is set in the European theater, as they call it at the period. And it's centered around a squad in the first infantry divisions. You start with lots of historical days like D-Day and such. And you go to France as well. You even get to Belgium in the Ardennes, as it's called. Right up to the German border where you cross the German bridge in Remagen as the first platoon. The first American platoon. But however, through the campaign, you don't always have your complete squad with you. Sometimes you have to sneak around, like rescue a child, and not get spotted, which is very difficult the first time, because you do not know where the enemy is coming from. And speaking of squads, this game, you have squads that will actually help you, and not just shoot the enemy. They can give you stuff like mortar fires, and enemy locations, even smoke grenades or regular grenades. So that can come in handy, especially since there is no more health regeneration in this one. Yes, it's the first World War II game for Call of Duty in a while, and there is no health regeneration systems, going back to its roots. But there are still more than enough med packs to give you some help if you need them. One of the few things of this game that still stood by me was the epilogue of the game. It was quite disturbing and important to see what the POW camps looked like. It was gruesome, but it's important that history gets taught and we know the devastating effects of it and what we should not do. I do want to have a quick say about the multiplayer, is that unlike previous Call of Duty games, the multiplayer maps mainly contain to places that you do not see in the single player, which was usually acclaimed in other games, like, why didn't you get original maps? Well, and now you have it. And besides regular multiplayer, there's also Nazi zombies, and that's also available in multiplayer. It's basically a straightforward cooperative game, or you can play it solo. But now, just like previous entries, it has more of a narrative story to it. But in this copy of Call of Duty World War II, you only get tutorial level and the first level. If you want to play other Nazi zombie levels, you have to get the DLC. But I honestly don't think it's worth it, because as I already previously stated, it's best to put your multiplayer time in Warzone. But next to stealth and Nazi zombies and World War II multiplayer, which is not anymore with creator classes, you can pick your own weapons, well, still kinda is, but you now have also divisions. It's a whole new system. It's basically around your playstyle. Other than that, you can still customize your weapons if that's what you want. But the divisions are merely for your kind of playstyle, like if you want to go quick and hard, You get like a brick, rifle that does a lot of damage, or maybe you want to stay more quiet and you'll get a bit more silent gun with a suppressor on it, or maybe you want like big guns, armor division. Well, then you get basically a big machine gun and bazooka, of course. What else would you need? And of course, sniper division. They call it the mountain division, I believe. But that one is pretty much straightforward as it is. But now, for the $1,000,000 question. Is Call of Duty World War II worth your time? Yes and no. But mainly yes. Because the single player is a lot of fun. And you also have some fun with a little bit of the Nazi Zombies multiplayer and the regular multiplayer. But if you want for the real action-paced multiplayer, you should better play Warzone, which is also free. I'm here as Woud. I hope you like to see me reviewing more stuff, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And oh, yeah, I just remembered I almost forgot a fact. Wait, I'm gonna give you one right now. Did you know that Elvis only won 3 Grammys? Well, now you do. And if you liked the video, and even this little fact which I'm a little bit late with, please do subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. And another Is It Worth Your Time will be here again next month. Doei doei!